Hello, everyone. I wanted to talk a little bit about my transformation in health and fitness. Now, I've always been involved in sports since I was a little kid. I was a wrestler, played football in high school, was actually afforded the opportunity to play college football at Drake. But I wasn't always focused. At times in high school, I was experimenting with drugs and alcohol, and those experimentations got even worse when I got to college. I was dealing with some mental issues, anger, jealousy, just wanting to fit in, not feeling like I was a part of the group and feeling like I had to do things, and especially partying to be a part of that group. So what I did is I partied, and I got into a lot of trouble. During the years that I was at Drake, I was actually arrested 7 times in 4 years. Had a time in my life when I was kicked off the football team. Fortunately enough, I had a great role model and a coach that allowed me back on the team that knew how much that focus and how much that meant to me. When he let me back on the team after kicking me off, I was sober for a little bit and I made it through that football season. After that football season was over, I kind of lost myself again. I started dealing with a lot of more depression. Didn't feel like I was accomplishing anything. Didn't feel like I measured up to anybody. Again, I got into drinking. Was fortunate enough that he hired me as a coach that fall, but I wasn't a good leader at all. I was missing buses because I was drunk the night before. I was partying with athletes that I was supposed to be coaching. Just being a real terrible leader and not setting a good example. That fall, I went to Cedar Falls to watch my cousins play in the state championship game and got arrested again. The issue was, this time was, I was already on probation for a felony, the reason that I got kicked off the football team. I was going to jail. I remember sitting outside the courtroom with my mom and my dad, and mom was like, "It's gonna be all right." And I'm like, "No, it's not gonna be all right. I'm going to jail." I ended up going to jail, spending 3 months in jail, away from friends and family, and feeling like it was the end of my life. Fortunately enough, when I got out of jail, I found some new mentors that took me in as an employee of theirs, in which I got to help youth that were dealing with juvenile issues or the DHS system. This is where I started to find my passion for helping others and helping them overcome mental and health issues. At that time, I was working out a little bit, wasn't really committed to it, not nearly as much as I was when I was in college. So after I got off probation, I decided to move to Arizona. When I got to Arizona, I was knocking door to door and trying to sell Yellow Book. Can you believe it? Yellow Book advertising. Walked into this gym, tried to sell this manager some Yellow Book advertising. He sat down, listened to my spiel, and then offered me a job. I said, "I don't know anything about training." He goes, "Yeah, you do. You've been an athlete your whole life. You've worked out. You've done everything. You know how to help people. You've helped people. You've helped youth." So I started training. It was an amazing transformation for me as far as getting to help and to feed into other people. That doesn't mean that I was a good person. I was still having really crappy relationships. I was sober, wasn't drinking, was making the right decisions there, but still had addictive personality, still dealing with a lot of mental health, insecurity, lack of confidence, depression, all that crap that comes with it. Had some bad relationships, treated some people very poorly, and got to end up getting a divorce. After going through that divorce, finally came to grow up, I guess you would say, and realized that I needed to invest in myself and I needed to take care of myself to take care of some of the mental health issues that I was going with. Found my wife that I am with now, and what we've found is a bond in discipline and health and fitness. What we do is we focus on it every day. It's a major part of our life. It's a major part of our bonding is our nutrition. We eat together. We plan our meals together. It's a major part of our daily activity. Our time, our one-on-one time, is down here in the gym every morning at 4:30 a.m. What we found is having a common goal, not only for each of us that have gone through a lot of crap in our lives and dealt with a lot of health and mental issues, but for our relationships, the discipline, the structure, the following through on commitments has made our life so much more fulfilling. It not only helps us from a mental standpoint, but as you know, focusing on nutrition and focusing on your workouts is going to have a huge impact on how your body feels, the activity that you can do, how well you can perform in your business. She works numerous hours, 60 hours a week in my personal training business and when I own the gym. And now I'm working from the minute I get up until the minute I go to bed at 10:30, 11 o'clock. Now that's not always a good example as far as sleep, but I know that taking care of myself and helping others, that's what my passion and my purpose is. And that's why I coach. I just want everybody to know that no matter what you're going through, there's a lot of ups and downs in life. And there's peaks and valleys. But if you have faith and if you start a commitment of following through with your diet and your nutrition, it's going to bleed over into every other aspect of your life. We don't always like doing it, just like we don't like doing certain things in our job. But we know that doing the small things day in and day out with great consistency is going to have a huge impact on how you feel and how you perform as a human being. Fitness, nutrition, sleep, and mindset are not only going to be good for your exterior or how you look and how people look at you, but it's also going to be a great impact and a positive impact on how you feel about yourself, and therefore how you interact with your kids, how you interact with your coworkers, how you interact with your spouse. So as 2020 comes, I hope you guys can find the strength and find the courage to step outside of your comfort zone. Start a strength and start a nutrition program to not only help you as far as the way you look and the way people may perceive you by your exterior appearance, but how you feel on the inside and how you start to perform in business, how you interact with your friends, how you interact with your kids and your spouse. Again, everybody, let's have a great 2020. There's amazing things working, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of you accomplish your goals in 2020. Hope this is inspiring to a couple of you. If anybody has any questions or needs anybody to talk to, I'm always here for you. Have a great and happy new year.